Welcome to the longest and probably one of the most important lectures of this course. This is the lecture that introduces you to how you can go from being just another LinkedIn user to a true expert and gain the visibility and recognition that you want. Now, establishing yourself as an expert in your field is extremely important. You can actually become an influencer on LinkedIn. You can even generate thousands of dollars, think of it, thousands of dollars all from LinkedIn. Now imagine spending your time on LinkedIn and generating all this money. Picture it. You can accomplish all of that with the help of this relatively new feature which is called publishing. Now publishing is a feature that is now available to all users. I'm saying that because it used to be reserved for influencers only. In fact, Dave Kerpen was part of that early close group of influencers. In the span of a year, his LinkedIn blog content was viewed 16 million times. It led to 300,000 followers, sales leads and books sold, and more than $1 million in revenue. Let me just repeat that so you get the entire picture. 16 million views, 300,000 followers, thousands of leads and book sales, and over $1 million in revenue. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this happens to anybody and that it's easy to reach that level. It's most definitely not. And to benefit from the exclusivity of influencers only is quite a significant advantage which he had. Now, the LinkedIn world is much more competitive nowadays, but this does not mean that you cannot achieve significant influence and generate revenue just by working on your posts within the platform. Now you probably already know what your specialty is, what you like to read, study, and stuff like that, you know? If not, then with the increased participation on LinkedIn, you will start to develop an affinity for certain topics. Now, by writing well-crafted articles on matters of expertise, you will at the very least make your profile more visible and establish yourself as a leader of opinion in your field and gain validation from your network. Now you might ask yourself, and it's a fair question, what if I never wrote anything such as articles or journal entries? And as a matter of fact, I've been in exactly your position, and that is not a problem. Now I suggest you have a go at writing short articles because, you know, publishing sounds like a very big word, but it's actually not. You can easily craft a 300-word opinion on a matter and post it on your profile. Now, I will take you through the necessary steps to achieve that in the next lecture. Now, just as an example, I want to share with you an example from my personal life. So, I read technology news a lot, and in the past few weeks, there's been quite a lot of negative press on Uber. If you don't know Uber, it's a very famous taxi mobile app which has taken the world by storm. Now, having noticed a 3-day period when they had negative press from completely different places in the world, and then being on LinkedIn, I instantly saw how talking about Uber was trending. And this is the crazy part. Fast forward 2 more days, and articles about Uber started popping up on polls everywhere on LinkedIn. So you could see how people were defending them, criticizing them, or simply just speculating on whether these latest scandals will stagnate their growth. And it was just fascinating to see all that discussion and how many comments and likes it was generating in all the published articles. Now, the point that I'm trying to make is that within your niche, you can easily find topics that are trending. All the Uber articles that I mentioned got very good viewing levels. Now, I have to mention that if your article gets picked up by the polls, which has some algorithms to match the right content to the right professional, then the amount of views you can draw by simply posting about something that's trending is staggering. It can actually grow exponentially. Now, this happens because, think about it, LinkedIn is a very professionally focused niche. There are higher chances that people are going to be interested in your content than, say, if you post on Facebook. Now, the other thing to bear in mind is that your contacts will also receive a notification once you've published an article. So say you have 1,000 connections, every single connection is going to get a notification saying published an article on ... So that's potentially hundreds of people that will actually view your article. Now, let's just go through an example of a good post to get you thinking about the power that publishing has. Wendy McClellan published a very simple post that was called "Why I Say No to Coffee Meetings," and this happened in April 2014. Now, apart from getting 60,000 views and 2,000 shares on LinkedIn, here are some of the tangible benefits that she got out of this. So her article got published on 60 other websites and blogs. She created over 150 new connections on LinkedIn. She got invited to 2 radio interviews and 2 new coaching clients. And she got approached by numerous people offering her joint ventures and speaking gigs. Now, in the second part of the publishing lectures, I'll show you what makes a good LinkedIn post and how you can actually construct one, because it's like a formula. If you take every required element, it will go viral, or at least you're going to increase the chances of it going viral. You will also have an attached PDF which analyzes Wendy's article and some other good articles that I found on LinkedIn, and I'm going to specifically show you where each of these articles implements the points that I'm talking about, and you'll see how they actually became successful. Hopefully, this will help you see the power of publishing and give you a strong indication on how you can compose your own article. Now, just to conclude, I want to share with you the 2 main ways in which publisher is used. Thought leadership is the first way. If you're an expert in a field, then by all means use LinkedIn to promote your thought leadership efforts. Needless to say, the potential gains in revenue for you or for your company are immense. Now, let's just use imagination. Imagine that you write a post and it's picked up by polls. It goes viral. Within 1 week, you have 25,000 viewers. Now, whether you're in a corporation or you might be running your own business, the financial potential is immense. Now, let's look at the worst case scenario. At the very, very least, you could get recognition within your company. At the most, you could even get promoted for bringing in new business, because people on LinkedIn are constantly sharing information. And if one of your potential clients sees your post and recognizes your expertise, he might approach you for a future collaboration. Why not? Now, the second way is blog syndication, the second reason why people use publishing. Now, they use it as a tool to repost old blog posts. In this way, if the post gains traction, you can easily use calls to action to stir your connections towards your blog or website. So you'd have something at the end of the article that would direct them there. Now, this is also a good method of gaining followers rapidly and with minimum effort. You just have to insert another line. Now, oftentimes, blog posts that are not well read can gather some interest on LinkedIn due to the existing niche. One other way to gain visibility is to post your content to groups. Now, we'll speak about groups later, but this actually was the default method of users sharing their articles before publishing came about. So every user would go in a specific group that is targeted on a specific topic, and they will post their articles there. The main idea behind this is that groups make your connection numbers irrelevant, as you can have exposure to a multitude of individuals instantly. What's even better is that if your post has a focused topic and you get it out on the exact right group, those people will be significantly more interested in reading your entry. So guys, just to summarize, I really hope you enjoyed this lecture, and the message that I want to come across is that publishing is not something that only certain people can do. No, you can actually engineer it, and you can write good posts that are going to increase your exposure within your field. So have a go at this, start writing an article, check out the other lecture on publishing, implement the techniques, and hopefully you will have a post that becomes viral.